Good day to everyone. My name is Michelle and I will be your MC for today's event. Welcome and thank you for joining us on this webinar. The 4 steps to finding your purpose is an interesting topic, not just for kids, but it's for parents, for themselves as well. Our speaker for today is Ms. Uma Devi Satasiam. She holds a Bachelor of Arts in English Education and a Master of Counseling. She is a Malaysian registered counselor and certified mental health coach. She is now pursuing her second master degree in business administration with Glasgow Caledonian University, Scotland. Ms. Uma has 10 years of experience in the education sector, and she is actively providing mental health services. She has a bubbly personality and maintains a good relationship with her students and colleagues. "Let's create some fun for the students" is her catchphrase. She believes that every student learns best when they are happy. With that, I'm passing on to Ms. Uma. Sorry, the recording started midway, so you will find her already starting her slides.
Our sense of purpose, right? When we discover our sense of purpose, and then we'll be able to live a life that is meaningful, fulfilling, and financially stable. I mean, that's the aim, right? So most of us, even as adults, are still struggling to find the purpose in our lives. And what more about our children? And in the children of today are more curious than the previous generation. So wouldn't it be great if we can help our children intentionally and systematically to draw out their purpose, and rather than to find them floundering about? And how much time and heartache would we actually save them from? What can we as parents, as teachers, mentors, what we could do for them is to help them find out why they are doing what they are doing, and to know exactly where they are heading to, and to stay motivated throughout their journey in order to be more happy, successful, and healthy. So as promised, let me introduce you the 4 steps that's derived from the Japanese secret from a long and a happy life that is called Ikigai. I think some of us have probably been exposed to it, but let's carry on with this. Now, the word Ikigai itself is derived from these characters, which means life. All right. Now, and then the second slide, please, which is life, which is known as to be worthwhile. Okay. Which means that, sorry, can we skip to the next slide? Okay. Now basically, right, the both of the characters, the whole focus of it is to be first, is to head into battle where you take the initiative as a leader. All right. And the last character that we just saw basically means beautiful or elegant. Now, we are looking at this Venn diagram, which is what the most important part is. All right. So how do you help your child to find their Ikigai? By intentionally, and I mean it, intentionally exploring every stage one by one. All right. Now, our Ikigai, as you can see, is found in the sweet spot between what you love, what you're good at, what can be paid for, and what the world needs. I mean, it makes sense, right? It's pretty simple. But as you can see, the 4 areas of Ikigai that overlaps, it will help you to discover and uncover your mission, passion, vocation, and profession. Therefore, your reason for being is where your passion, your talent, the things the world needs, and your willingness to pay for the collect. All right. So to find your Ikigai, you discover your answers in each sphere. Number 1, you will love it for sure. All right. Now, to help your children identify the things that they love is actually a fun journey for you as well. These are the things that you do and experience that brings you joy, that makes you feel alive and fulfilled, and sometimes which allows you to be in the flow of state where you are blissfully content, you are focused on the task that you are enjoying. They may be able to tell you this, but you can also help by observing them in their daily lives and seeing them in their flow itself. They are typically things that make them lose track of times. I mean, we all been there, right? They must be encouraged to think about the things that they love without fear, and without any concern about whether are they going to be good at it, the world needs it, or can they be paid for the ability. Doing the things that you love will help you stay in the present and take away the stresses in life. So parents, don't stop your child from doing what they love. That's the first thing. Second, you're great at it. All right. This can be anything that your child is particularly good at or has a natural knack for, whether they are skills learned, hobbies pursued, or talents that they have shown from a young age. Help your child identify their strength, skills, and talent. It is also important to note that talent may not be something that you're born with, but is honed through diligence, dedication, and discipline. All right. Now, Ikigai is something that the world really needs. This is merely something that is greater than yourself. It's greater than me, it's greater than you. All right. It could mean that the world as a whole, or simply that a small circle of people that is surrounding yourself or anywhere between. It's about connecting the needs of others and doing good for them. These needs may be based on your impression or is being expressed by others. Now, fulfilling this part of the Ikigai helps us feel needed, which gives us a greater purpose in life. Right? As an adult, we receive remuneration for the services that we solve problems. The greater the problem and the larger the remuneration, right? But the formula also goes the same in the world of business. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. And the biggest problem that we face are easily seen in the United Nations, all right, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, because they affect the entire world. Now, you are paid for it. That's the next part that we're going to focus on. There's a saying that money can't buy happiness, but it does help you fulfill your basic needs: a roof over your head, food, clothes, and of course, entertainment. We all need Netflix. That's not lie. Financial stability gives you the peace of mind. So, to help your child understand the world and identify the things that the world would be willing to pay for. Of course, tomorrow's world is drastically different from what we grew up in, and technology advancement will bring forth a variety of jobs that we could never imagine. I mean, look at the situation that we are in right now. The pandemic has leveled the ground. So to sit, discuss, explore with your child with all the possibilities, and do not reject, do not look down on their ideas, and most importantly, tell them it is impossible. Let's not do that, because you will be surprised that that very thing might be the one thing that the world really needs, okay? And they are willing to pay for it in 10 years or less. Okay, so the next point is that Ikigai reminds us that everything is connected. It's about finding that delicate balance of peace, joy, and fulfillment in our daily lives. It is useful to remember that when you are helping them planning their future, it is necessary about is usually necessarily about a traditional job of our time or about how much they will be able to learn. But what about the fulfillment that we'll get from learning and doing something that they love, or the ability to give back or to make the world a better place? Finding their Ikigai can help them map out their future and improve their study performance as well. It actually does relate, and most importantly, for mental well-being. The theory of searching of Ikigai, it sounds simple. You simply have to fill in this four sphere that makes up the Ikigai and the areas that it overlaps. But fulfilling those could be difficult for some, and be taking the first step towards the Ikigai is even more more difficult. For some of the reasons is that number one, they are scared of taking risk. They are scared of asking for help. You don't really know your passion. Your passion is, you're being told that your passion doesn't mean that it's your job, or the fact that you don't know what career prospects are there out there, or you're used to having your life decisions made for you. So all of us are struggling. I'm sure all of us could relate to at least one or two here. All right. So as a parents, what can we do? We need to be there to support our children, to talk, and even more importantly, to listen openly, not judging, respecting their thoughts, ideas, hopes, and dreams. Only then they can gain the courage to take the first step towards their Ikigai. And don't forget that their Ikigai can and should change within time as their interest and value changes too. Let's not forget skills develop as well. All right. Because once upon a time, I thought I would be a good MC. Never in a million years, I thought my line would be in counseling. So as you go, you revisit them often. So as a parent, are you doing something to hinder, to stop your child from finding their Ikigai? Because this is an exercise of self-reflection and improvement for you. So this is a great way to actually start. All right. So I will stop here and okay, I will stop here. All right. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat box and I will address them as we go. All right. Thank you. I apologize if I'm speaking too fast because it's a bit of an exciting topic.
Yeah, Miss Uma, I think, okay, let me see. You're going a bit faster than my notes.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
Because I was in my flow. I was in my Ikigai. So yeah, I'm sorry.
No. I totally could relate to what you're saying because I was a bit into your speech to the point that I lost my track on clipping the slides anyway.
That's okay.
Because I could totally relate to you when you say that our purpose in life changes over time. Which is so true. I noticed that, every 5 years or 10 years, I have a different purpose in my life at different stage of our life. So today's topic is not just about helping our kids to find their purpose. And sometimes us as parents, we need to find our own purpose too. So the other day I was just talking to my daughter and she was telling me that, oh, I'm thinking what to do and what to pursue, which line to go. And I said, you just don't worry too much. Look at me, my career path, I've been changing here and there.
It's true.
And
yes.
yeah, and then she was saying,
all right, when they reach the age of 30 to 40, even they are finding different careers to develop as well. Even we are doing the same thing. That's how it is.
Yes, and so she was saying, does it mean that I am weak or I'm a failure because I don't know what's my purpose in life? I said, not really, because if you think of that when you're a teenager, then what do you think I feel as a 40 plus mother, and still changing my purpose? Does that make me really a failure? Not really, right? Yeah, so well, here are some of the initiatives that the Fairview International School has used in helping our kids to find their purpose. We've got the twice a year expeditions, bringing them out, and service and action activities to give them platforms to meet with different people in the society and see what difficulties and challenges other people are facing so that they know what the world needs. Right. And for the kids to find out what they are good at, we have the Falcon program and our approaches to learning, as well as our Everyone's a Musician. Because I feel that people don't know what they're good at unless they have tried it. Right. If sometimes I remember there were occasions that I never thought I'm good in history until I got my first A. So, we need to build that interest, and interest sometimes comes from doing it. And then you can find out what is it that you're good at. And for things that they love and good at, we have the ES coaching program where our counselors, and Ms. Uma can elaborate a little bit more on that, talk to our students and help them to reflect and discover what is it that they really love to do. Okay, and so this is the whole ES career coaching Ikigai model. Let's see. Do you have anything to add on to this? Like how does this Ikigai relates to our ES career coaching program, Ms. Uma?
Sorry, I think okay.
So if we look at this model, the Japanese concept, by the way, when people told me Ikigai, I keep on thinking of a guy named Iki. So as you can see over here, if you could find the overlapping between the circles, that's where we find our Ikigai, right, Miss Uma?
Yes, that's correct. The whole AS coaching is actually based on this. So the entire thing is based on this. Right?
Okay.
So Miss Angeline actually raised the hand.
Okay, Miss Angeline, okay, so we have some questions and answers coming in already, but before we go into that, because once we go into question and answer, it's very hard for us to go to the back. Yeah, Miss Angeline, just hold on for a while, yeah? If you do have any questions, I encourage all of you to type in the chat box first so that we can come to your part afterwards. And that gives the speaker a little bit of time to prepare for your answers as well. So Ms. Uma, while you're looking at the chat box to see what are the questions that is coming in, I'll just run through some of the information of our organizers for today's event. So Fairview International School is the top IB school in Malaysia. The school has won multiple awards, including the International Award in Teaching and Learning, the 5 Stars Quality Assurance title by the Malaysian government, as well as being one of the members of the Council of International Schools. Fairview's successes include smooth career transitions, high academic success, and great communications. Our high academic achievement is obvious by just looking through our latest IBDP results. Besides the extremely high average score, we also have a passing score of 100% for the past 7 years. At Fairview, we believe our success is a result of our uniqueness through our IB pedagogies, our future-proof at FIS series of events, and this future-proof will include some of the things that I mentioned just now on our Falcon program, our ATL, our twice-a-year expeditions, our ES program, and the Everyone's Musicians program. Feel free to contact us through the different channels displayed on the screen. Once again, thank you for joining us today, and we would love for you to be part of our FIS community. We also have some Fairview parents with us today. Yeah, as I said, today's topic is so interesting. It's just not for kids or for parents with teenagers, but it's also for us parents as well. So for those who have questions, please do stay, and our speaker, Ms. Uma, will continue to answer your questions now. And for those who may leave in between, do have a lovely weekend, stay home and stay safe. Now let's move back to our questions. Let's see. Okay, Miss Angeline, who took her hand up just now. Miss Angeline, would you like to unmute yourself and say a few words, or you prefer that I'll just read the questions out?
Hi, good morning.
Hi, Miss Angeline. Hi.
Yes, I do understand that it takes years for my child is currently 9, so it takes years for him to discover what his Ikigai is. I have never discriminated what he told me his ambitions are. He has constantly been telling me that he wants to be a pilot and shifting to a YouTuber, shifting here, there, everywhere. However, his biggest problem is greed. I understand that he has no experience. So whenever I expose him to things that he said that he wants to do, and whenever he faces difficulty, he'll tell me, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be this anymore. So he says he wants to be a pilot. I say, yeah, okay. But I said a pilot is not just as simple as flying a sky taxi where you see people driving, and whenever I show him what it takes, he will tell me, no, I don't want to do this anymore. So I asked him, what do you want to do? Actually, he said, I want something that earns a lot of money.
Do less, right?
Yes, but he doesn't understand that. I mean, like everyone, even I as adult, I understand that, but he does not, for him, because he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. So he thinks that money just comes as provided. So he has no greed. I want to teach him greed. I want to teach him that it's okay to go through difficulties, even in school right now, for his homework, assignments. If it doesn't go according to how he expects it to be, like, he doesn't know how to do certain things, he would throw a tantrum rather than finding solution. I've been trying many years to teach him how to instinctively look for other solutions first, but he would always stay in his emotion.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering if he actually also went for the IS program during his break, his 1 month break just recently, but he was not chosen to do it now. He's currently in M1. He just started M1. I saw that there's a list of students. He's not in there. So I don't know. I'm wondering if I could enroll him in again. Will it be possible?
Thank you, Ms. Angeline. We will address on the ES program enrollment after today's talk, but we will concentrate on the questions that you asked just now so that we can have more people understanding how to address the issues that you mentioned. All right, so Ms. Uma, do you want to take it up? Can you take it up now, please?
May I ask one thing that when he loses his tantrum, right, is it something that because he gets frustrated, he can solve it?
He gets frustrated and because his frustration is pretty obvious, and occasionally he would scream and he will end up crying.
Okay. Does
And
he always, sorry?
Yeah, he actually most of the time as he grows, it has lessened, but he still do it. So I would, because now he does online class, so I get to see it more. So I get to address it immediately whenever I'm home.
Okay.
But if it's in school, I don't know how the teachers would handle it. But every time I see it, I would address it and he gets better. However, he still does it. He would tell me, I can't do it, mommy. I can't do it.
Does he always finish his task, or does he
Yes.
have the habit of stopping halfway?
He does. He finishes. But
Okay.
if it's something hard for him to do, he would throw a tantrum first before finding a solution.
Okay. I think that, to be honest, from my side, I would say that I think it's great that he always finishes tasks. Huge bit. Okay. I know the tantrum thing could be like, oh my God, why is this happening again? It happens because sometimes kids don't know how to express themselves in different ways, right? If you were talking about grit, that's the grit. That's the part where things get tough. How do you get up? So that's the thing.
Okay.
But he finishes his job. I am so sorry about the temper thing. Maybe we can find another way, or we can figure out a different way for him to express himself, or he can lock himself in the room and just scream himself in the pillow. I think we all do that, right? We all do that. It's just his way of expressing his frustration is different. But I have to say, Miss Angeline, great job, because as a mom, you definitely taught him well to always finish his task, no matter how hard it gets. And that is a huge win. Because there's a lot of kids, when things get tough, they quit halfway and they don't want to finish it. So that is great. So he wants to finish his work no matter what. So that's a huge win. That's a huge win. It's just at the part where he gets frustrated. That's what the focus is. You just need to find another way, another channel it in another different way. Like I have a friend whose mom, they always keep everything inside. So when she gets frustrated, she found another way. She'll go to the back and she'll water the plants out very aggressively. You know, it's like there's another way to channel things. That's it. But other than that, I think Miss Angeline, I think it's a good win. I think it's a great win that he always finishes work. That is great. Okay.
If I could just add on, if I could just add on, being a mother, because my son is nearly 20 now, so I could really relate to what Miss Angeline mentioned just now. There were times when, I'm sorry, no gender bias here, but boys are usually more, they are anxious. So, when they want something, they want it now, and they don't understand the delayed gratification thing. So it might help to also split it up into small bite size. Because let's say if the kids say, I want to be a pilot, and they say, oh, it's not going to be an easy job, you need to be you need to score high in engineering related subjects. You need to be good in maths. You need to be good in this. And it just dawned on the 9-year-old, oh my God, I think I chose the wrong thing because there's so many things to do. So perhaps it would be a good opportunity to sit down with the kid and write down, okay, to be a pilot, these are the small steps that you need to take. And what are the steps that the 9-year-old can take first? Oh, simple, just do 10 minutes of maths every day. That's all. So, when it's a small bite size, they would feel that it's not that difficult after all. Every day I am moving closer and closer towards my job, my goal. And the only thing that I'm doing is just a 10 minutes maths every day. Yeah. So hopefully that would help them. And I think in the long term, it would also help the kids to see that whatever goals that I have in life, don't think of it as difficult without taking the first step. And the first step could be just a small little step that would, we hope will help them. All right, so thank you, Ms. Angeline. Next question is, ES coaching is for which grade of MYP students? Ms. Uma?
They are from the MYP 1 itself. They will still start from MYP 1 until MYP 5.
Okay.
Maybe I can help answer this one. So we have it for M1 to M3 students, but we are making use of whatever free time, supervision times that the students have in school itself, so that we don't eat into their outside of school hours. So for now, it's usually during the supervision times and mostly during the Bahasa Melayu
period.
Period. Yeah, that's right. So if your kid is Malaysian, that means we have a lot of trouble finding the time within the school hours to have these sessions with the Malaysian students. So we are coming up with new ways to overcome this. And this current semester, for example, the P5 students are having coaching on Saturday mornings. So this is probably something that we would be trying to get going maybe next quarter for the M1 kids.
Okay, thank you, Jan. Okay, let's see what other questions we have here. Here, one question from JYL. It has been several years, but my son is still unable to narrow down his goal or even industry he likes. It is important to iron it out now as it would help subject selection and focus. Kindly advise. So JYL, do you mind letting us know how old is your child now?
Hi, he is 14 years old. He's in M5.
M5.
14, M5.
Yes.
If he's in M5, may I suggest that he meet his career counselor as soon as possible?
It has been going on for many times, but he has been hopping from marine biology to interior design and things like that. So really it's like too wide a range for him to select. So it's kind of hard.
Okay, all right. So I will have a chat with the career counselor. So what I can do is I can make sure that we can find the similar themes in those occupations that he has chosen. It could sometimes be like when you find something interesting and then you really, really like it, you want to go for it, But most importantly, let's focus on your son's the similarities, the thematic points in every single job or career that he has chosen. And then from there onwards, then it will help him narrow him down as we go. We're really great if we can ask you to get in contact with the career coach.
I think for this question is also it's a dilemma for many of our M5 kids, not just M5, probably our DP1, DP2 kids, or perhaps even those who are currently in their final years in universities. They probably are still thinking, did I choose the right route? Did I do the right thing? Is this really what I want in my life? And I just want to share that I think it's fine to have these kind of thoughts. Sometimes some of us, we have many interests and we just love to do everything. And we just don't know what exactly is it that we want to do for life. And, with the changes nowadays, things going digital and so on, we have to accept that we don't have to do something that we will do for life. Yeah. So
sometimes they get things confused between let's say their passion and their purpose with things that they're interested in, hobbies. So that is one thing that we have to filter out as well.
Yeah. So, initial stage, maybe they just want to find a subject that they can score really well in a university. And then later on, they just want to find a job where they can earn a lot of money. And then after on, at a later middle age, they just want to find a job that they can spend a lot of time with their family. So, I think as long as they find something that they're really good at and they do it, they can always branch out. I mean, people like Elon Musk, for example, he didn't start off with what he is now. And I've seen people who studied IT and then going on into entrepreneur and going into different fields after that. So it's possible to hop around. There is a question.
It's always good to try out the diploma program first in IB, because that will help them narrow down things as they go really. There's
Yeah,
a number
totally
of
agree.
wasn't too sure, and then half of them we ask them to go for the IB program, because at least then they'll know specifically generally what they want. Then from there they can choose a selection of subjects. They can venture out. They can try one by one.
Yeah, this is the beautiful thing about IB diploma.
Yeah, that is true. Yes, because it really will help them a lot when it comes to focusing.
Yeah. I told my kid the same thing. I mean, if you're not sure of what you want to pursue, then don't take a foundation program. Go ahead and take an IB diploma. Give yourself another 2 years to find out where your interest is. And that 2 years, you might find that the kid mature much more than you thought they would. That stage, you just see the transformation, and it's like suddenly they would talk to you as if they are an adult and they know exactly what they want. So
because honestly, as a degree, the commitment is 3 to 4 years. And if you choose subject that you don't know what you want, that's a very long time to commit, and you don't want them to jump. That's what you really want to avoid. So you put them in a diploma program where you actually have them venture out. Then by the time they reach their degree, so they know what they want to study and how is that applicable for them later on in their life. So it's a great idea, actually. I mean, I hope you will consider it.
All right, there is a question that is offline, not in the chat box. I got it from email. So a parent is asking about a teenage daughter, because her daughter seems to be very much to herself, seldom talking to her mom. And mom is worried because mom says that, at this age, she's probably more interested in talking about boys than talking to her mom. So this is a question to you, Ms. Uma. She's asking for some advice on what she can do.
Okay, is the parent here?
I'm not sure whether she's here or not.
Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes it could be shyness, right? That could be a very common thing. There's a misconception is that when the kids don't talk or anything, that they don't see that it's actually shyness. So do they have the confidence enough to share things with their parents? So another thing as well. So when you have a situation like this, what you can do is that not to ask them questions like, oh, hey, how's this going? How's that going? You can actually open up a topic where you can just say that, oh, you're sharing a story, for an example. And then maybe the child will slowly open up and share a story as well. If let's say you're talking about boys and teenagers, probably kids are scared to share because they're worried that, oh no, my parents are going to get me into trouble and this and that. But this guy is so cute. I need to talk to someone about this. So it's very normal. It's fine. A lot of teenagers are actually very quiet at this stage and they tend to hold back because they are different. They're discovering, they are figuring things out as they go. So it's very, very normal to hold things back. As long as the child is safe,
thank you,
and everything, I think it's okay. But slowly can get her to get involved. Okay.
Yeah, well, as long as they know that we are there for them and that at any time they can just talk to us, and we just need to hold our horses, don't give comments, keep quiet, and allow them to show it out. Yeah.
To be very honest, right? There's a lot of teenagers that actually come whenever they do counseling or anything. They always say, people are always asking me, why am I so quiet? But I am like this. I am just normal. I am perfectly fine. So that's another point to look at. So sometimes kids can feel very attacked when you ask them, like, are you quiet? Are you this? Are you that? So instead of just asking questions like, hey, this, you can, like I said, you can just share a story, you can share somebody else's story, and for an example, that would definitely open them. Kids love to talk. Even teenagers just love to talk. It just takes a while. I can promise you your child will open up.
Okay, so there are some other questions like how long is this webinar? Well, just for your information, we are done with the presentation slides and now we are open for question and answer. So if you have something to do, you may leave the room now. But if you would like to stay and go on with the question and answer, we will still take a few more questions, probably around 12, or depending on how interesting the questions are going to be. Okay, Ms. Uma, there is a question from Mr. Tong, whether the school can have a separate session to dive deeper into ES program, its objective, part of the assessment, and what approach is used, and so on. So do we need another special program session on this, or we can briefly mention on the ES program now? What do you think?
I think on the ES program, we can have it a separate one. We can definitely have the separate one. And then the two coaches who are very fully deep in, if you watch the video just now, Miss Patient and Miss Denessen, they are 100% knees deep into this. So they will be able to share the techniques and everything. I'm glad though. Thank you for asking that. It's great that the response are coming in.
I'm sure Patient and Nesson will be flattered.
Yeah, and then it will be great to share with parents so that they get an idea, okay, this is what we do in school. So you got the direction and how you can help at home, there's a lot of things.
Okay, so there's questions on briefly explain what is ES. Jen, do you want to add on to that?
ES, Jen, we designed it based on formal coaching sessions that adults receive from a coach, but we have also included a lot of activities in the program in order to help our students gain very specific mindsets and habits and skills. And it's really about getting them into goal setting and action orientation. So in general, what we do is we meet them every 2 weeks, and we get them to set goals for themselves, 3 goals, 1 academic, 1 community, and 1 personal goal. And sorry, say that again.
No, it's just a random.
Oh, okay.
I'll try and mute it. Yeah, you can continue.
Yeah, so they set these goals, and they've got 1 semester to work towards them, or even longer, depending on their goals. So that we meet them for fortnightly for 1 semester, but the goal can be a short-term one, or it can be a long-term one, which then they will continue to build towards after coaching as well. We've got 4 levels of coaching. So in the first level, they're very, very much guided by our coaches. And then as they level up, the hand-holding becomes less and less. So they self-coach and in fact mindset, that the action orientation, and the skills needed to coach someone else, then they shoot off from there. So we've had quite a number of students go through all 4 levels already, and yeah, you can really see the difference.
Thanks. So yes, that stands for is it early?
Achieving young, engaging young achievers.
Engaging young achievers, yes. And it's also a name of a bird, right?
ES is baby falcons.
Baby falcon, yes. That's
so
like
our school mascot is the falcons. So the ES is a baby falcon. So this is, as a hatchling, ready to grow and fly and soar through the wide open skies. But yes, I think it would definitely be very useful for us to have another session to explain AS in more detail. But I think that would probably be something of interest only to our own parents. So this is something that we'll try to organize probably internally instead.
Okay, so there is a question from Richie on whether we could, because he came in late. Richie, don't worry, we will send a replay of the video to you after this. But just a very quick recap of the Ikigai program. This is Ikigai. So basically, Ikigai is the connection between passion, mission, vocation, and profession into one, and that's where you find your life that is, how can I write about your life that is worthwhile living it beautifully? Is that a good translation of the Japanese word Ikigai? Okay, I just short Sundari. All right.
Sorry, I'm lagging here.
So Mr. Richie, we will send the replay of the video to you. Yeah, but what you see on the screen, that's a quick summary diagram of the Ikigai concept. All right, let's see if we have any more questions. Thank you so much for the comments and help from other participants in our talk today. They are also sharing their parenting experiences. Okay, so if there are no other questions, we will end today's talk. If you have any questions, you can always send to our email. I've just typed the email over here, inquiries@fairview.edu.my, and then we will try and address them to you personally. And I've got some of the contacts here of people that we need to contact after today's talk to follow up on the ES program. So thank you so much for attending today's talk. And thank you, Ms. Uma, for guiding us on the Ikigai program and finding our purpose. Good luck to all finding your purpose, yeah? Thank you.